Hello and welcome everyone to Conversations with Your Higher Self with Sonia Sarina. This is our third installment with the very insightful and talented and mind-blowing, actually, Sonia. We've had two great sessions with her so far. This is our last one of the year, so thank you all for joining us. And I will let Natanya do the honors of introducing her. And just I'll introduce myself. I'm Stephanie. I'm here with my co-founder, Natanya. We are the co-founders of Audacity, and we're here amplifying women-led projects. So welcome, and thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thanks so much, Stephanie. Sonia is a really good friend of mine, so I'm really excited for her to be here one last time this year. Sonia is a beautiful soul, very connected, and on such a beautiful path. She lives together with her partner and her cat in a beautiful little village in the mountains of Switzerland. Sonia is a past life and regression therapist. She's also a council member of the Spiritual Regression Association and a recognized past life regression academy supervisor. She has a certification in hypnotherapy and is also an advanced energy release practitioner. So somebody who's very experienced. And today, Sonia will guide you in connecting to your inner wisdom and unlocking your potential. And she'll do that through guided conversation with your higher self. So in this 1 hour session, Sonia will pick 4 participants, and each of you gets a 15-minute reading. And to really get the most out of these 15 minutes, we would recommend that you're ready with a question for your higher self. Maybe you're facing a challenge currently. Maybe you want some reassurance on something or a confirmation on something that you're currently dealing with. Maybe it's just some advice you want on a decision. And maybe you just want to meet your higher self and get a sense of who she is. So, but it's really good to have some sort of idea or question to dive into this 15 minutes with your higher self and Sonia. For those who won't be receiving a channeling session, I really just want to say you're meant to be here. And even if you don't get the 15-minute reading, there is always something that you can take from this hour. I believe you're here at the right time. So, yeah, I think with that, I'm going to hand over to you, Sonia. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited.
Thank you, Natanya. Thank you, Stephanie, for the wonderful introduction. Thank you for creating and holding this space. Without you, all of this wouldn't be possible. And thank you also just for your services, for your gifts that you're sharing with the wider audience. It's really, really awesome. Thank you so much. Welcome, everybody, to Conversations with Your Higher Self. I would like to start with just a very quick definition of what the higher self actually means or is, because there's so many definitions out there and none of them are wrong or right. It's just, what do I mean when I'm talking about the higher self? So the higher self that I receive, the energy I'm connecting with, it's basically the highest frequency within you. It's a part of you that is connected to source, to the divine, to God, whatever you want to call it. It is the part in you that is directly connected to your soul. It is the part in you that's gone through all these different incarnations, that's gone through this current life planning, that basically knows everything that has happened, knows everything that is happening, it's guiding you, and also knows like possible future outcomes. So it is really an amazing source of wisdom. And to reassure, everybody is connected to their higher selves because we are our higher selves. We just have sometimes forgotten how to listen, or we just find it difficult with our busy lives and the lifestyle that we have to actually hear the guidance. So what I'm doing today, what I'm offering is through channeling, I'll connect with your higher self. I will receive an energy, a frequency that then my brain has to translate. I usually receive it as images, emotions, or phrases. And whenever I describe something, like if I call your higher self a he or a she, or I'm telling you, oh, she or he is looking like that, that's not how your higher self actually looks like. And remember, it's an energy. That's just how my brain translates it so that I can make sense of it and can put it into words that hopefully make sense for you as well. So I see we have 5 people, so we'll just have 4 people, 15 minutes each. And for everybody else that is joining or that is watching this live, you can just find a place of quietness within you. Just know that you are connected to your higher self. And like Natanya said, you're meant to be here. So maybe you get some guidance through the guidance for someone else, for yourself as well. Okay, so who would like to get started? Who has a question ready? Who would like to have the first channeling? Just show of hands. Oh, Nadine. Hi, Nadine. With pleasure.
Just gonna
yeah, everybody else?
unmute myself. Yes.
Yes.
My
everybody else?
question would be,
Wait, not that fast,
sorry.
not that fast. Everybody else, please just mute yourselves. Nadine, thank you so much.
Sorry.
What will happen is I will first connect with your conscious permission to your higher self. Once I'm connected, I will start describing your higher self as it comes through, and then you ask your question directly to the higher self. Okay? Thank you. So Nadine, I have your conscious permission to connect with your higher self.
So what is my highest blockage, or what is my main? Oh, sorry.
Sorry. No, I need to connect first. It's going to take about
okay. Sorry.
just asking for your conscious permission to connect with your higher self. Yes? Just give me a yes.
Yes.
So give me about 2 minutes. I'll close my eyes. As soon as I'm connected, I'll let you know, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So Nadine, as the first connection is coming through, I'll just take a moment to receive the images fully. I love to describe the way your higher self is showing itself first. And I know we know each other, so this is a little more difficult. I'm doing my best to keep my analytical mind out of this. So we'll just start with like the first image, the way your higher self is greeting me. I know you as a woman, so I am seeing a woman, a shape, a little elongated form. She's taller than you. She's very elegant. She's showing herself in a very well-prepared way, as in she likes to hold herself to high quality, to like a high standard. Very elegant, very gentle. And I get a feeling also very clear in her way of what she wants, why she's here. And when I'm talking about her, that also is, of course, a relation to you, so you might recognize yourself at your core essence, just by the description. So yeah, she's not surprised to meet us. She's here. I would like to hear first from you, maybe how this resonates so far, if you can feel something, if it makes any sense to you.
It resonates deeply. I feel like you're connecting with even myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Nadine, so then your higher self is ready for your question.
What is my biggest blockage, or why can't I start to actually implement what I want to do, like my own business?
Thank you. That's a very clear question. So just give me a moment. That's the answer.
Yes.
Okay. So she's at the beginning. She's communicating in images, Nadine. So I'll just start describing the images, as I don't have the full overview yet exactly what it means. I'm also getting emotions. They're coming second priority. So the first image that I'm seeing, and she's showing it small. A small image usually means your priority is on something that might not be your main priority. And what I am seeing, and I know you have kids, but I don't remember their age, but what I am seeing is a little stroller with definitely a baby or a child in there, a boy child. So that's the first image that I'm getting. So she's showing me, she's looking down as I asked, what's the biggest blockage? And she's showing me that there is a priority in your life that you've probably maybe outblown, or maybe you made it your first priority. So we're just going to go deeper because there's emotions there as well. And feel free to chip in if there's anything that makes more sense to you of the image that I'm describing than what I'm understanding. Yes?
Mhm.
Okay. So first, the first sense of the emotions that I'm getting is that there is a really, really deep connection to, I'm guessing you have a son, right?
Yes, my 2-year-old. Yeah, very
Yeah.
deep.
Okay, yes, then that's that one. So the first thing I'm getting, that the connection there is extremely deep, and it's emotional for both sides. So you're looking down at him with a sense of, and let me get that right. I tend to say it's a sense of helplessness. It's a feeling of, as if you're feeling you don't have the tools, or you're not mother enough, or you're not you enough, you're not enough to kind of to cater for his needs, as if you have a deep sense that what he needs is out of the extraordinary, if that makes sense. It's like he doesn't just need food and games, and he needs something very different, probably energetically, that you can really sense. And I'm getting that you're there going, no clue how to do that, but it's a sadness with it as well. And it's also important what he's feeling. So just give me a second there, because it goes both ways. He needs you. Of course, he's your 2-year-old child. I'm getting a feeling he doesn't quite understand the emotions that he's getting from you, of not being enough, or not being able to give what he needs. It's as if he knows that you have what it takes. So it's like he's looking at you, he's looking up at you with this sense of, it's almost like a fear of, please don't leave me. I really, really need you, particularly you, no one else, nothing else. I need you. And he knows you're perfect for what he needs. Like it's as if he can sense what it is that he needs, that you have it. But, okay. Does that make sense to you, Narina?
Yeah, it makes sense. He's very needy, and he's getting frustrated a lot. And sometimes I just don't know how to help him, because he's crying very fast and getting very emotional. And sometimes it can be like out of the blue, you don't know what's going on. So he's also very empathic and feels all the energy. So it's hard job.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you said he's frustrated a lot, that resonated immediately with him, as in that's coming from, he knows you have it, and it's like this. It's as if the soul knew that. I'm guessing that you're going to grow into something, Nadine, within yourself. You're going to grow a lot from this experience with him. It's as if you're going to unlock a gift inside of you that you haven't quite opened yet. That it's not quite awakened yet. And he's here for you to do that. And he knows that you will eventually get there. And there's a little bit of frustration and impatience, because he's like, Jesus, it's been 2 years. How much longer do you need? But,
Okay.
yeah, if that makes sense. So I know you asked a completely different question, which had to do with a blockage for your business. For so far, does it make sense? How is it connected for you?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
It is. Okay. How are we with time, Natanya?
You have 8 minutes left.
Oh, beautiful, wonderful. So now then we could go a little deeper. So just let me know where you'd like clarification or which direction you would like to go with this information so far.
So is it basically my my son, which is kind of like my highest blockage, or is there something else? Or like I feel like if I have a fear and I don't know where it's coming from, because I'm normally a fearless person, and I just don't know why I have such a hard time. Or I have everything, all the tools. I have everything in my mind. Also, I just the first step is like so hard to pass, and I
Yes.
just don't understand sometimes. I just put everything else priority before I just want to do that, or I put everybody else priority before, you know what I mean?
Yes, yes. First of all, your son is not the blockage. I think your son is actually what's maybe going to unlock it.
To unlock it, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but let me see, because there's definitely something inside of you that's connected with your son. Let me just connect that with the business. Well, the higher self, she brings me back before I wanted to connect. She's like, no, I already told you. I was like, okay. Because the first thing that she showed me, she's showing me an empty space within you, like a white space. And that's also what your son was pointing to. And that's where what I said you're going to grow into is. So there's a gift within you that's not unlocked, that you don't see yet. And she's like, that's the blockage. It's not like that's a blockage, but it's like, you need that first. You need to awaken that.
Okay.
It's like you told me I have all the tools, I know everything, it's all in my mind.
So
What
so
I'm
my
getting,
next or maybe is, how do I unblock it? Because
yeah, that's a good question. Because what I'm getting is like it's probably logistically everything is there. Like you have all the knowledge, but inside, energetically, something is not unlocked, and you need that for the work you're going to do.
okay.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Let me just see what the higher self wants to add to that. Yeah, she's so sweet. She's just giving me a confirmation. She's showing me you, like, again, this is not what you're doing. This is how my brain translates. You're sitting on your table and you have everything really nicely organized, really nicely structured. All your tools ready. You have your paper, your pen, your computer. Everything is really like very beautifully detailed, put out. And she's like, she does have all the tools ready. Everything is there. She even has a plan. And now it's time to look inside. Because there is another dimension. And that's the energetic dimension. And you're aware of that. But it's always the most difficult when you have to actually find it within you, what you need to like shift. So that the tools that everything that you've set up, you then can actually use it, but with a different perspective. So we're going to go deeper. So what needs to happen? She just gave me confirmation, and it was very, very beautiful. What needs to happen for Nadine then, so she can unlock that, or can she access it? She's showing me your son again. Okay, so you're going to be able to access that and unlock it by the work you're doing with your son. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like the relationship with him. She's starting to go, because I'm asking what it is you need to do with your son. What's the path? What's the next step? Now she's going into the emotions. So so it's about working on emotions. There's like, and Nadine, you don't need to go into details, of course, because this is live and maybe a little too personal, but it's as if there is a door within you that you've locked. Just do you know it? You don't need to tell me what it is, but it's like you know it and you don't want to open it yet. Does that make sense? Do you know what she's talking about?
No, I don't know.
You don't know, okay, because what she's showing me is that you've locked it like consciously. So it's not conscious, so it's subconscious. Okay, that's fine, but it's still in your hands, which is always good. I'm getting because I'm asking because she said it has to do with with emotions. So it's emotions. She's like, it's like there's an event that at the moment your conscious is reluctant to look at, to go and to open that door, and it's very emotional. There's definitely sadness, but sadness is yeah, it's almost always connected with deeper emotions. She's starting to, we're slowly going in because she goes in, like she has opened the door and she's going like down. She's starting to show me pictures.
You have 2 minutes left, Sonia.
Thank you, Natania. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, Nadine. So she just went like down the stairs, starting to kind of go inside, trying to show me the images of what has happened at the source. Because of course I'm a regression therapist, so I want to know the source. Because when we find the source, we can heal the source, and then you're done. And then she showed me your son again, but this time I was getting soul contract work. So something that's not necessarily happened here. So I'm guessing, a past lifetime or something that is like in your contract. Not about what you're doing now. We know that that's in your contract, but about what has happened. So there's something like an entanglement. Something has happened at some stage that led to certain emotions within you, and you lock that door, basically. And you can open it again. I think that's why you're here today.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. It resonated so deeply, really.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
I felt it like in a different vibration. It was amazing. Thank you.
Beautiful. Let me just thank your higher self for her guidance today. And just know you're connected to your higher self anytime. You can do any type of meditation or drawing cards, automatic writing. Just go in there, ask her to open that door for you. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nadine. Thank you, Sonia. Beautiful.
All right, I'll just have a glass of water.
Yes, absolutely. Take your time.
Thank you for the timing, Natania. It's perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, we have a few more people that joined. Who would like to have the next 15 minutes? Who has a for their high self? Katie Thomas, you were very quick there. Hi, Katie. You can just unmute yourself. I can hear you. Hi, Katie. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Just tell me, Katie, so I can hear your voice a little bit, because we never met before. Nadine, I knew Nadine. Where are you from? Where are you based?
I live in the US. I live in Maryland. It's about an hour from DC.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. And Katie, do I have your conscious permission to connect with your higher self?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So just give me 2 minutes and I'll let you know when it's coming through. Okay, Katie. So your higher self is showing herself also in what I would recognize as a female form. but she's funny. She's very creative. She shows herself in a costume. She's put on a costume. My mind surely was influenced by the black and white picture in the back of your image, of your video, because she's showing herself. She's showing herself in a black and white kind of costume, and she's cheeky, she's smiley, she's playful, creative, serious at the same time. I would even say intense. Like there's a lot happening. There's a lot going on there. I'm getting the feeling she's here for business. Like she's here to get things done. She's here even to rumble stuff up, to kind of not as delicate and gentle as Narina, and I'm not judging in any way the comparison. It's just it's like she's coming like a thunder. Does that make sense to you? Have you ever heard that about yourself? So far, Katie, does it resonate?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Your higher self is happy to answer the questions. She's happy to be here today. So I'll let you ask your question, Katie.
I just want to know if I have any blocks, because I'm trying to connect with my starseed origins and connect with my ancestors, my loved ones, my deities, and I'm trying, and it's not working for some reason.
Okay. Sorry, Katie. I just had to smile so much when you said starseed origins. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't dare to say that because I never want to put anything in anyone's head. But as your higher self was coming through, that was what I was thinking. It was like, she's not from this world. I love it. Thanks for the confirmation. It's just everything felt so intense and so different. Okay, so let me just ask her that question. What's happening with the connection there? How come Katie is, can't connect to the origins, and what else? What did you want to connect to? Your origins,
that and just spirits in general, ancestors, loved ones, deities, spirit guides.
Spirit world in general, like your spiritual side of you, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not gonna like that. The first thing that she says is like she's showing me you down on earth, and her answer when I ask her, what is it that is blocking you to connect with the spirit world, is like she's like, well, she has to do her work, as if she wants to tell you that that's not what you're meant to do at this moment. She's showing me an image of she wants you to work. I'm gonna go deeper because I'm sure you don't like that. I'm just gonna ask her what that work is, and of course, I understand that you want to be connected to your origin. I can sense a lot of frustration, Katie, as she's showing me you doing the work. She literally shows me, again, she's showing me you really, really far away. So as I'm seeing you on Earth, she's like way up there, watching you from a really, really, from a big distance as well. And she now shows me the image of you looking up in frustration and, a bit of anger. As if you had a feeling you were like thrown on this planet completely alone.
Exactly.
Probably.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I feel disconnected to everything except for animals.
Yeah. I so understand that so deeply. And I almost have to confirm it in a way, because your higher self is so far away. In a way, it's as if they've given you, you took with you all the tools you need to do whatever the work is you're doing in this incarnation. And it's literally as if they've thrown you on your own, kind of going like, there we go, got it all, go do your work. And that, of course, is not cool. From an incarnated perspective, I understand that. So let's just see how, because I know you're connected, especially starseeds. You're utterly connected. You're actually so connected. Sometimes you're searching for the connection, and that's why you can't feel it, because the connection it's like,
yeah, it's all coming in at once, but it's all together, and I don't know how to separate it to analyze it and make sense.
okay. So see, now it's sounding very different at the beginning, where you say I can't connect to the spirit world, but it's actually all there, all together as a huge chaos, is it?
Yeah, but it's just as confusing as not feeling a connection at all, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know that feels very different, not having a connection at all. But I understand that that's what your mind tells you. Yeah, let's just get a little something more positive out of there for you. Just give me a second there. I'm just going to bring your high self a little closer as well. First thing she said is like, tell her we are all here for her. Now I want to know who we are, because usually I just speak to one higher self. It's like she wants to kind of, she cares, but there's not this. She doesn't see you as a victim, she cares, but she's also very much emotionless, and she's just like, just tell her we are all here for her. So it's like, you are not alone. They are there. I'm just going to ask if you actually need them at this point. She shows me, okay, so this is what's happening. And I'm sorry if I'm starting to sound crazy, but this is what's coming through. I'm communicating to your higher self, and I'm starting to see, as she's talking about a whole bunch of beings behind her, really, there's a lot of them. And as I asked if you need her, if you need them at this point in your life, she showed me that this bunch of people is like constantly feeding you energetically. So it's like, and maybe that correlates to what you said before, as in you're receiving everything at once. So there's a lot of information, there's a lot of energy, you're being nurtured constantly, basically, from the spirit world, from home, basically.
Is that why I have so much energy that just pours out of me that I can't contain in this body? It feels like this body is restricting me. If that makes
because it
sense.
is. Yeah. But you have that. No, that's who you are. That's not what you're being fed. That's what you came here with. Like, you have so much energy. I said you came in like you're coming like a thunder on this planet at the beginning, right?
Yeah, even as a kid, I had so much energy. They said I had ADHD.
Yes. So I'm going to tell you the image that she showed me, and I was reluctant to say it because the images, sometimes we judge them with our human minds. She was showing me you with a broomstick, and you are like cleaning like crazy around you, and with so much vigor and energy. And that's what she showed me when she said, well, she needs to do her work.
Yeah.
Do your work. Continue to cleaning. Let's just maybe ask what your work is. Would that be helpful?
Okay. Yeah.
Do we have time, Natanya? How much time do we have?
You have 5 minutes left.
That's fine. That's enough. Thank you. Okay, so I just asked what your work is. What she meant when she said you have to do your work. I'm seeing children, so I'm getting something about children. I get a feeling orphans, man, even. And again, the images that I'm getting, it's not so much. There's no emotions. The images that I'm getting is someone shaking a picture. Like you're shaking things up. You're cleaning things up. You're shaking things up. and you're not here to go to people and say, oh my God, you're such a poor thing and I love you and I'm here for you. It's like literally you come in there and you shake everybody. And just, I don't know, what do you do for a living, if you want to share?
Well, I actually don't have a job. I haven't for a while. It's difficult for me to be around people. Like, I just pick up energy and vibes, and it just literally drains me.
Yeah. And okay, so there we go. That's the blockage, because you were asking about the blockage at the beginning. Instead of shaking those energies up that you're getting, like, actually, I think that's part of doing your work. You're taking them in. Like, it's as if you're nurturing yourself from these energies on Earth, rather the energies that you're sensing. You sense them because you know what to do with them. It's as if, again, the broomstick, you're cleaning. You're not meant to eat the dirt that you're seeing everywhere. You're seeing the dirt and you broomstick it out. Broomstick? Yeah, it's the right word, right? You swipe it away. Is it broomstick? No. What's the word? Someone English speaking, please.
Like a dustpan and like a broomstick is fine. It's the tall one.
Okay, Katie, as long as you understand it. Are you still there, Katie?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the work, Katie. If we had more time and like in a more personalized session, I think what's important for you now to understand is to differentiate the energies that you're receiving, that you're feeling, that are coming from the outside on this planet, like the more incarnated energies almost, or maybe you're going to be working with dark energies, who knows, but it's really stuff that's incarnated on this planet that you're meant to work with, shake it up, clean it up, and the energies that are coming through from your home that are nurturing you. These are two very different sources of energy, and it's as if you're confusing the two. Yeah. And you're taking it all in. You're not meant to take in everything that's here. You're meant to take in only what's coming from up there. That's what you're going to work with. That's what gives you the strength. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that helpful at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like clarification with anything?
Can she tell me where my soul originated?
You have 1 minute left.
Thank you. I can see it in the direction. It's up there. She doesn't give me a word. She shows me the frequency, and the we that I said, the people that she called as we that are nurturing you, they are from your origin. So you're connected to your origin. The frequency is much more intense than on Earth. That's what I'm getting mainly to connect with, and I'm seeing a lot of green. I'm getting a lot of nature. So in that way, it might be similar to what you're experiencing here. So maybe that's why you have the connection to animals, because I'm sensing a rather dense planet. So a lot of incarnated things, a lot of very grounded. Maybe you know about some of the origins you're looking for, and you can see if any of that matches and can do your research like that, if that makes sense. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Help?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to thank your higher self and let her go back because she's busy over there as well. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you, Katie.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katie.
Do you need a minute?
Yeah, it's just 2 seconds. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Emma has raised her hand already, so she's next.
Okay. Emma it is then. So everybody can mute themselves, and Emma, you can unmute. Hi, Emma.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Tell me where you're based.
I'm in the UK. I'm from Wales, but I'm currently in a place called Peterborough.
Okay, where's that, more or less?
North of London.
North of London. Okay, lovely. Really nice to meet you.
You too.
So, Emma, you have your question ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll connect. I have your conscious permission to connect with your higher self.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, Emma. So, how to best describe how your higher self is coming through? Again, I'm seeing her as a woman. I see I identified you as a woman, so my brain is translating that in a female form. She's showing herself quite similar to how I saw you on the video. So very, very human form. She's one of these higher selves. I've had a couple of these now that show themselves in a very nurturing female form. Very peaceful, very quiet, very caring, grounded in a way, but not heavy. The nurturing aspect is the one that stands out to me the most so far, that motherly energy. It doesn't mean that you need to be or you're a mother. It's just this like this feeling of having a really, really big heart and just having a lot of space there to embrace a lot of people or animals. Yeah. Does this resonate so far?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, beautiful. So your higher self is ready for your question.
I don't know if it is really a question, but it's gonna be I need some direction. Let's word it that way.
Mm-hmm. What do you need direction?
Maybe let's profession.
Confession?
Profession, so jobs.
Profession.
Profession.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. That was me. I didn't hear it properly. You need some guidance in profession. Okay. Yeah. So I have to warn you, so to speak. The higher self always speaks from your highest soul perspective. And sometimes when we're incarnated, we have to take some decisions that are aligned with our society. And when I'm going to ask your higher self for guidance regarding your profession, unless you're giving me more details, your higher self is going to show me what is your soul's purpose, in which direction you should go. So if that's what you like, if you want your profession to be aligned with your soul purpose, then we can go further. And if it's something that you have a profession and you just need a little bit of detailed guidance, then maybe just tell me a little more and I'll ask her about that.
No, you hit it on the nail. That was perfect.
Yeah, about this, the soul purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, so just give me a second there. Emma, she's first starting to show me, she goes into the direction of a blockage for you that doesn't allow you to move forward. I'm getting a sense you are on your path, you are on your soul's purpose, but you've stopped. Like, she's showing me you're not moving forward at the moment. And it's as if the image and the feeling I'm getting is like you've seen something, like you've seen forward, and there is this image of you opening your mouth and taking a breath and going and holding it. Just like holding your breath. So there's a sense of, I'm not getting an emotion with it, so I'm not sure if it's shock or fear, or I'm getting the word fullness of it, of you feel you're so full, everything's so full already. It's as if it's like, I can't take more, you know, there can't be more. Help me a little bit there. Does something resonate? Can you give me a few inputs?
I think the word that I'm feeling is like overloaded.
Overloaded. Good one. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Fullness, overloaded. Yeah. Yes. Okay. And you've come to a full stop at some stage. Like, do you feel like you stopped?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm asking her what is needed for you to be able to move forward, because you are looking for guidance to move forward, yeah, in your profession.
Mm-hmm.
And what she shows me, and this is very interesting, is that the fullness is, or the overload is actually behind you and to the side of you. She's showing me you in front of like a finish or a starting line. And in front of you, it's empty. But there is a clear path. And a little further down the path, something is already happening. That's where you've seen it. You want to go. You need to go. And it's as if you're leaving everything behind. But you haven't taken that first step, because she shows me like a see-through wall almost. It's like as if you've come to this full stop, but I think it's for you to realize that the overload, it's behind you. It's for you to decide if you want to take that step, because you're going to you're walking into emptiness, and that's not emptiness in a bad sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's emptiness in an open, the space for you to walk your path is open. It's like the emptiness when you go into a highway, there's no other cars and you know where to go.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Emptiness, right? So the overload is behind you, but it's also within you. And this, I just want to check if you're carrying that stuff with you, or if it's just because your essence is you can carry a lot. You know, like I said at the beginning, it's this feeling of you are very nurturing. You're able to embrace a lot of people.
Mm.
But I'm not seeing any other people there at the moment. Just give me a second. Yes, you're definitely carrying some of it. Do you feel like a little heavy sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, like she shows me, especially, it's like in your back, it's as if energetically, I'm talking energetically. It's like in your back, you're carrying certain people with you almost.
Okay.
It's not necessarily emotions or your own stuff. It's more like as if you've taken responsibility or you agreed to actually carry them with you. But you actually don't want to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's like you're falling back a little and it feels really heavy, and you're like just like dragging it with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then come to this full stop, and I see that there's the stuff in the back in like a little darker energy. So it's not they're not dark people. It's just heaviness for you. And in front of you, it's all white and light. So I'm just going to ask her what is needed for you to be able to. By the way, when I say you've seen it, you know where to go. Do you actually know? You don't
Yeah.
need to.
That makes complete sense.
Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, beautiful. So let's just, Natanya, how much time do we have left?
We have 5 minutes left.
Perfect. So let me just ask your higher self what is actually needed for you, where for you to look to take that step. Yeah.
Mhm.
Or do you have another question that's more helpful for you?
No, I think that's good.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting, very unexpected. So the first thing she showed me and she told me when I asked her what you need to do to be able to take that step was actually not a step. He told me you need to turn around. On the spot where you are, you need to turn around, look at that which is holding you back. So at that heaviness, at the these people in there, definitely. She's like, acknowledge them. Does that make sense?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Okay, let's go a little deeper. So that was the first thing. She's like, you need to turn back. You need to acknowledge them, but it's not just them. It's okay. So this is also deep. This is also for you to acknowledge that you are carrying this, to acknowledge that it's there. Just look at it. It's not, and the moment you do that, it's not scary. So, because maybe when you hear this, it might sound like this, it could be scary, or oh my God, what's going to happen? What am I going to see? What am I going to feel? The moment you turn around, this essence of yours that is really, really compassionate and really has this capacity to nurture, like naturally, it's just easy for you. That's what takes over. It's a little bit like the feeling. Infirmière, that's French. What's the English word? Someone that works in a hospital, takes care of people.
Mm-hmm.
They do that.
A nurse.
A nurse. Thank you. They do that. They do that with hundreds of people. They can do that. They no matter what bad things happen to them, they just do their job. And it's that kind of feeling where you have compassion and love, but it's not overwhelming you. So that's what will be there for you. So just to tell you that you don't need to worry. When you turn around, you have that strength. It's not gonna like drag you down or anything. But yeah, that's the first thing, for you to turn around, acknowledge. And then she's like, it's as if she shows me people that are like holding on to you, smaller than you, meaning they're looking for guidance from you or nurturing. They're looking for something. And she shows me you who's acknowledging each and every one of them and feeling the connection you have and saying goodbye. She's like, literally, you're telling them all, it's okay, you can go, it's okay, you can go, it's okay, you can go, it's okay, you can go. This is all still very, not very detailed, Emma. If you want to go into more details, maybe we have 1 more minute, you can ask, just so that it's really clear for you what she's talking about.
I'm not sure what I'd ask, to be honest. I'll listen, see if there is anything.
So far, it's bringing you more clarity. Does it make sense to you?
To a degree, yeah.
To a degree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because if you can guide me a little bit in the direction of where you need to know more, I think we can go a little deeper.
Yeah, you have 1 more minute.
Okay.
I don't know, honestly.
Okay. So let's just ask your higher self if there's like one last thing that she wants to add here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's more. Really, the sense that I'm getting is like the future that lies in front of you, that you've seen where to go. There really is nothing in the way for you to go there. But in order to do that step, because you've come to this full stop, in order to release the air as well, because I said, like, I had this feeling like it took some air in and now you're holding it on. So like in order to release, to let the energy flow again, you do need to, like, on the spot where you're standing, where you're at in your life right now, you don't need to go to the past or you don't need to move forward. Just turn around, as in literally look at what's around you. And there is, you know, some work to be done with releasing, letting go of people, letting go of relationships in a positive way, of work, of things that you've taken on, that you're nurturing, that you no longer need to nurture. And there is more on your left. There is more. And I'm sensing, I don't know if you have a partner or a husband, or maybe an older son, there's definitely a male energy there. There is definitely someone or something you want to take with you that right now is a little bit in the distance, but there's a connection there. So just so you know that there's so much happening for you. There is a reason why you've come to a standstill point. And, you know, don't just stand there and look in the future. Literally just turn around, acknowledge what's there. And then once all of that is done and you're clear also who is coming with you, there's nothing in the way for you to move forward. Does that make sense?
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Haisa.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emma. Thank you, Sonia.
Thanks, Natania, timekeeper.
It's so special to meet all these different higher selves. It's beautiful.
It is, absolutely. I'm so grateful for you all. It's very intimate to connect with you in that way, and it's really beautiful.
It's very touching. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you very
you so much. We have time for one more channeling. So there's one more 15-minute session left. And we have 2 raised hands. Nikti raised her hand a little earlier, a little faster than Kay. In the chat box, we've posted Sonia's website as well as in her email address. So if you would like to get in touch with her and maybe book a full session and dive a little deeper into the topic that maybe you touched on today, you have more questions or you can't, you're not one of the people that is getting the 15-minute channeling session, please do get in touch with her. And you can book via email or directly on her website. So yes, so we have one more and it's Nikti. Thank you, Kay, for raising your hand, and I hope you can get a lot out of this hour just by listening as well. So over to you, Sonia.
Thank you, Natania. So we have Nikti. You can unmute yourself.
Good evening. Hello.
Hi, Nikti. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm sorry, I'm in the car, so the light is very strange because I'm waiting for my kids finishing their sport activity. So, but I'm here. And
No
I hope
worries.
you can see. It's okay.
That's fine. I can see you. Where are you from, Nikti?
I'm not far from Paris. So it's we can say Paris, but it's like 30 minutes from Paris.
Okay, so you understood me when I said the nurse in French.
And infirmière, absolutely.
That hardly happens that the words are
Absolutely.
in French instead of English. That's a first time, I think.
But it's very beautiful how you said, so it was talking to me.
Wonderful. All right, Nikti, give me about 2 minutes. I have your conscious permission to connect with your high self.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Okay, Nikki. Okay, so your higher self is cheeky as well. She showed herself first in an energy that wasn't in a human form, as in I couldn't read her, I couldn't see her, and I could hardly get it. There was a huge energy, like a frequency that I'm not familiar with. So I asked her to just make herself a little smaller, as in to just bring herself a little more closer to me, so I can actually read her, actually understand her. And then she showed herself in a form that was much more familiar to me, and she's laughing out loud, and she's like, "Don't you remember we know each other?" I was like, "What?" That's why I had such a smile, and I was just laughing for a while because I could just sense her in a very familiar way. So I have no clue what that means, but it's a really cool feeling, actually. So the way she shows herself, with a lot of humor. There is no there's not much bullshitting with her, as in she doesn't really, there's no, oh, how can I say that? She's grounded in a way, but again, not heavy. There's not much like of this esoteric spiritual blah blah blah. For her, it's all just there. It's who she is. She doesn't need to explain it. She's living it. There's a very familiar feeling, as in a like a very good friend. Like if you have a very good friend and you just have a good feeling with them, it's just a warm feeling. They're all the time laughing and humorous and grounded, and have a good mood kind of thing. So I hope that's who you are as well, Nikki.
It looks like.
Does it resonate at all with you?
Yeah, a lot.
Well, that's beautiful. I said I hope that's who you are, because for the people around you, that's a really big gift already, you know, to have someone like you who is just very warm and kind of lifts them up just by who you are. So it's really, really nice. All right, so what's the question you have for your higher self?
Well, it's a kind of question that also maybe about the direction, because I do many things, and I've done many things in my life. But it looks like I need something like a guidance for something more narrow, I would say, where to go for the next steps.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me just ask you that. So as I'm asking her that question, she kind of goes like, well, she can decide that herself. She's like, there's so many things she can do. And I'm getting this sense of like, she says that in a creative way, you know, there's like, again, in this humorous way, it's like, all of it is fun. All of it is cool. And she's like, she can just choose whatever she wants. That literally, just to be a little more serious, when I'm receiving that kind of guidance, what it usually means is that I'm going a little bit into soul purpose, if that's okay for you.
Yeah, with pleasure.
Yeah. Because my understanding, when I get that kind of energy coming through, is that being who you are and just emanating that essentially is already your soul purpose. So it's like, what exactly you do in a materialistic, like in a material way, in an incarnated way, really doesn't matter that much. It's not like you came here with a specific job, and some souls do that. Actually, most souls do that. They have a specific job. They're here for a specific reason. And what I'm getting from you is that you're just here to emanate that which I got at the very beginning. Now, of course, we can go deeper, because this sounds very simple, but in a way, that's also how she's showing herself. It's like, what you actually do is fine, as long as you're having fun with it. Does it sound too simple for you, or does it resonate a bit? Does it?
No, it's perfect. Sounds perfect for me. It's a good deal. It's a good deal.
It's a good deal, right? It's a good deal. Now, you know, even though it sounds simple, that it's usually not that an easy deal, because being trusting and standing in your own joy and being who you are can sometimes be challenging. And I'm guessing, it has been challenging because you're asking the question, of direction of where to go. So maybe just tell me a little more what it is that's challenging for you, or where or why you need guidance.
Yes, I would like in this case probably to have some direction how to develop the creativity, but also creativity in the sense of physical art. I mean, because I'm also an artist, a digital artist, and it's not how I win money, but I'd like to give more space to this and maybe to develop this more precisely, in this case, on a material way, let's say like this.
Mm-hmm. And what's your question with that?
The question is, first of all, is if it's reasonable actually to spend a lot of time and probably abandon many other activities that are fruitful, or is it the right way? It's still about the doubt. Am I the one that could be a good artist or not? Thing like this.
I'm getting you. Yeah. What she's showing me with that question that you're asking is, on one hand, she shows me, and I'm going to tell you that in a second, what to really focus on. And then on the other hand, she shows me that question itself, that thought, the intention you had when you asked that question, the idea, the project that you were talking about. It's like when you get too serious about it and you think about it too narrow, she literally shows me you're going into a narrow tunnel and everything becomes dense and you're losing that expansiveness that you have naturally. So the first thing that she showed me, which is like what you need to focus on, is this feeling of you're like at your essence, you're very strong, like really rounded strong, but light, but strong, and again very warm and very joyful naturally, and like an appetite for life. And it's not passion. Passion is different. Passion can be naive sometimes. For you, it's really just this very grounded appetite, motivation, joy for life. And that's what she's like. If you need guidance, look into that feeling, and that's your compass. That's what you need to focus on. And she's like, when you go in your head, you start to ask these questions, and it becomes too serious. You're diminishing a little bit that expansiveness. It's not bad, you're not going down a rabbit hole, but it just becomes a little narrow. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Your higher self. Do you have another question, or do you need clarification?
Yes, I'd like to ask another question. I am also changing professionally the direction, so maybe some input if it's not about if it's a good idea, but maybe some tips to succeed, or some guidance to succeed in this challenge as well.
Well, the first thing that she showed me immediately when you said I'm changing direction was the opposite of a narrow tunnel. She was showing me as if you were catapulted up into the air, into even more light, into a frequency actually that maybe you haven't engaged with that much, but you're very well equipped to do so. And there is light, and there is a lightness to it as well. There is a little less groundedness, and that's fine. There's other people. I'm getting like a glamorous feeling, like a feeling, like someone that's in the spotlight and kind of doesn't even know how she or he got there. Just kind of, it feels comfortable, that kind of like suddenly you're on the red carpet and you're like kind of going like, oh, look at all the lights. So I'm getting that kind of feeling. So just as a confirmation for your higher self? Were you asking about if you could succeed? Ask the question again.
Oh, well, if I could succeed, it would be just great. And it just in generally, if it's a good idea to change and to bring additional challenge, let's say, in my life by changing this professional direction. Yeah, actually.
I mean, for me, that felt pretty good. How did that feel for you, what she showed us?
I think your image that you talk about glamorous and people around and easiness to do it, it's a kind of perfect image that communicates to me a lot.
I guess then you have your answer.
Absolutely. I guess so. Thank you so much, Sonia.
You're so welcome. Let me
You
just
have
see.
3 minutes left.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm just going to ask if the higher self has like one last message or something else to communicate. Yeah, she just has one last thing to say. She loves to communicate. She loves she loves to be in touch with other people. She loves this. She loves to communicate, to talk to me. I think she would love to sit there for another hour. What the message for you is to tell you that when you communicate with people, you give them a lot. In whatever way you do that, but just to remember that the power of you just connecting with people, and it's about communication. It has a very light feeling, but there's also, I'm getting like some arty stuff. I mean, arty, you mean like, you know how art people sometimes can talk about arts in a very specific way. So there's like words to it, and this is certain language. She's like that kind of communication I'm getting. So she's like, just remember that just by doing this naturally, without a business background, without like, oh my God, I want to connect something, just by being who you are, you're giving people a lot. And I think it nurtures you as well. It's easy for you. Yeah? Does that help?
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you, Sonia.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much, Haisel. Okay.
Thank you so much, Nikti. Thank you,
Thank
Sonia.
you.
So beautiful.
Thank you,
Thank
Nick.
you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Wow, that was really intense and beautiful. And thank you so much for your trust and your courage. And I hope you can get that feeling of your higher self, keep it with you, and connect as often as you can yourselves at home.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing something personal, opening up, asking questions. It really makes it very, very special. And thank you, Sonia, for taking the time to connect and diving deep and really sort of sharing these beautiful reflections of people and their essence. It's just so beautiful to witness. Thank you, everybody, for coming, for being here. And again, if you want to get in touch with Sonia, the details are in the chat box. If you want to get in touch with Audacity, you find us on socials. And so we're really, really grateful to have had you here. And this is the last session, as we said, of the year. And it's been a beautiful, very unique 3 different sessions we've had. So it's mind-blowing every time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Natalia.
Yeah, wishing you all a good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. And
Thank
a
you.
beautiful
Thank
rest
you.
of the year.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Judy.
Bye.
Thank you.